tech companies need to understand that just because they can make something does not mean they have to. And in this video, we will be telling you about some useless mega tech projects which made everyone go like, did we even need it? Urban Loop System. There is no doubt that Elon Musk is a revolutionary entrepreneur. Still, some of his outlines have been a total scatterbrain. Back in 2018, Musk came up with a transport system through networks of connecting tunnels. The cars would be lowered down into the tunnels and automatically zipped off to their location. It just feels like Elon has purchased many tubes and he was confused as to what to do with them. These loop systems are priced at $10 million per mile, and technically speaking, they seem a bit impractical. Maintaining 100-foot-long tubes moving in a single piece will be pretty cumbersome. On top of that, underground working greatly enhances the dangers of corrosion. Hence, repair charges will be huge too, making the whole functioning very uneconomic. Someone needs to make Elon understand that we already have an underground transport system called subways. If he is so worried about city traffic, he can invest in this and upgrade the functioning. The Energizer PowerMax P18K Pop. This phone, which was considered the phone with the most giant battery in the world, made rounds in technological circles. This phone promised a battery power of 18,000 mAh that permitted a battery life of 50 days just on a single charge. The proposed action behind this project was that the parent company, Avenir Telecom, chose to fund this smartphone via a crowdfunding campaign. The goal was to collect an enormous amount of $1.2 million, but, much to the company's dismay, only a meager amount of $15,000 was raised. What was the reason this campaign only reached 1% of its goal? Well, with a phone weighing half a kilo, no one wants to carry around a brick in the pocket. One does not need an IQ of 150 to grasp that people want slimmer phones with zero chances of their wrist joint getting dislocated. Smart refrigerator. Smart TV? Amazing idea. Smartwatch? Yes, why not track your miles while running? But a smart refrigerator? Hell no. This crazy trend of these giant techs to make every appliance smart just ends up in making some things look plain dumb. Yeah, like, it is cool for your fridge to display a calendar so you can easily schedule your diet plans, but tweeting live from your fridge? This is utter nonsense. Let the fridge remain a fridge. All we want from our fridge is to keep our food cold because streaming Netflix on a fridge does not seem that attractive an idea. And such kinds of fridges start losing their smartness in just 2 years. On the other hand, your average not-so-smart fridge can last up to 10 to 11 years. Plus, this fridge can be hacked too. If your other devices are connected to it, the hackers can access your personal information. Imagine your privacy being breached just because your refrigerator is way too smart. Metaverse. No matter how much Zuckerberg claims that Metaverse is the future of the internet, still, it seems not so feasible. Not everyone likes to go through the struggles of wearing a headset and properly adjusting it. Instead, people will prefer a few clicks on Zoom, and boom, the meeting is accessible. Moreover, you need a well-spaced house as you walk around and touch things for exploring the metaverse. People living in confined spaces will hardly enjoy this process. And I guess that is why these billionaires are the ones hyping up the metaverse the most. Before we move on ahead, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Done? Let's move on. Nokia N-Gage. Nokia is a blast from the past now, but during its peak, it introduced some really ill-thought devices. This dates back to 2003, when touchscreen phones and VR games were some sorts of sci-fi. During those times, people used to carry a mobile phone and a game console in their pockets. It was very considerate of Nokia when they thought about reducing the load on people's pockets and incorporating the two features into one device. But when the final product was introduced, people were not quite impressed. Instead of looking like a mobile with some games, it looked like a game console with a calling feature. Because its speakers and microphone were on the narrower side of the phone, people started mocking it by calling it a taco phone. Imagine using your PSP to attend a call. Yes, it was that weird. The design was not the only thing that was awful about this phone-cum console, the selection of games was even more horrific. All these factors combined led to the eventual demise of this gadget 2 years after its release. Apple Puck Mouse. Often considered one of the worst tech products, the Apple Puck Mouse was introduced in 1998. It had a terrible design. People could not get its proper orientation, and they had to adjust the mouse repeatedly while using it. Plus, it had just one button that was difficult to locate. Its shape was not well suited to the palm, and thus it made your hands tired even after 5 minutes of using it. Thank God Jobs understood the public's pain, and it was discontinued in 2000. Umbrella Drone. From aerial photography to surveillance purposes, drones are used for a myriad of tasks. But this doesn't mean that you can ruin the awesomeness of drones by combining them with any random object. And such an example is the umbrella drone. The developers thought that they were doing something very tech-savvy by attaching a drone with a camera, but honestly, the result was plain stupid. Imagine an umbrella with a drone attached, hovering above your head and destroying all your hairstyle. Plus, it has to fly low enough to shield you, so happy bumping with all the fellow pedestrians. What about strong heavy rains from the sidefalls? How will it protect you in such a situation? Having an umbrella lingering above you will be a bit embarrassing in closed spaces. It seems like the developers did not even give a second thought and just rushed the product. Cybernaut Poma. Who could have thought that the world's first portable computer would have been such a huge tech disaster? Well, any sane person. Because this low-quality PC running on Windows CE made you look like a pirate going for a fancy dress competition. It had a flip monitor that was worn close to the user's head like an eyeglass lens, and, according to the company Cybernaut, this way you can have a full view of the monitor screen while totally ignoring the ocular damage and chances of bumping into objects. On top of that, the cost of dressing like a clown was $1,500. Mind you guys, I am talking about 2002 when wireless internet was not a concept, so introducing this device was nothing but embarrassment. Hush Me Voice Mask. You might not be working in the intelligence agency, but still, you do not like the idea of your conversations on calls being eavesdropped. And especially in a public place, having a concealed conversation is a pain in the rear. This Hush Me voice mask was introduced for the very same concern. It is one of those products whose idea was great, but the execution was miserable. It had a super ugly design, and whenever you wore it around your mouth, it felt like you were being punished for talking too much. Even the name reminds me of a blabbermouth who has absolutely zero filters while talking and is asking for some kind of assistance for his rawness. 5G. No matter how big the hype was about 5G being the future of lightning connectivity, the claims did not live up to the expectations at all. First of all, 5G-powered phones drain your battery really fast. It works on intensely high frequencies, which decreases the range considerably. Like, imagine walking down the street, and in the middle of it, your access to the internet vanishes. You might be thinking, why not install more access points? But alas, 5G has diminished penetrance power, so even trees and buildings hinder 5G signals. 5G was introduced as an upgrade by many networks to combat so many congestions of devices in a single area. It was a necessary measure to fulfill the demand of capacity, but the networks somehow managed to advertise this step so they could cash it out. If you click this video right here, you can see the top 10 cars from the future. Trust me, these cars are sick. Make sure to check that out. So guys, that's all I had for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do share your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on our future content. Goodbye till the next video.